Walk me through like a day in the life of a musician. Just I know your every day is going to be way different, but let's just talk like an average day. How often are you in the studio per month?
Okay, so I usually do studio work, like making music, in a very sporadic. It's like 2 or 3 months. I'll just be like, "Fuck it,
Hmm.
like let's make a ton of music," and then I kind of just choose all the good music that I've made. Let's say I make 100 songs, and I'll take like seven, and I'll be like, "Okay, we're gonna market these 7 songs. I really like these 7 songs. I'm gonna shoot music videos. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that, and just hope for the best with these joints." I used to, in the past, like do tons and tons of music making because that's all I had. Like I was just making music constantly. Um, but now it's like more formulaic. It's kind of like very like structured.
Mm.
Because if I have a tour coming up, I have to like prep music because I want people to show up and want to give them new music to hear and to find enjoyable to when I do the shows. What else? So a typical day, let's say, okay, when I go back November 1st, I'm going to be in LA. My typical day would be I wake up, do a little bit of stretching, go to the gym, come home, figure out what I'm going to do in that day of like, do I have a session? If I have a session at 3, which is a music session, I'll make music. Then I'll work with my team of like content strategy for the next week or something like that. And then go make the session, go make the song, hope for the best in the studio, and then come home, rinse and repeat for weeks. And then one off day will be like, hey, we have a show on the 12th. So we're going to fly to Mexico City and hang out there for a couple of days. I'm doing a show in Mexico City. And then I will fly back to LA or go to another place and just make content with people.
And doing those shows in like the one-offs in Mexico City, are those worth it financially, or would you say that's more so cultivating the audience?
So one-off shows, college shows, festivals, those are worth it because they have a ton of production already.
Mhm.
And it's sometimes, I would say 9.6 times out of 10, it's not a bad look. Or 96% of the time, it's not a bad look. Sometimes like the festival will flop or not sell tickets, and then you're just like kind of left shitless. You're like, well, I didn't have the ability to market this. But sometimes like people can like post a video if there's like no one at your show and be like, wow, bro, fell off. Wow,
I've
cringe.
seen that with a few like rappers. Like I
Yeah.
swear I saw that with like Lil Baby
So
or something.
tickets right now, ticket sales are the lowest they've been in 35 years.
Why do you think that is?
TikTok brain. People don't care. People want stimulus now.
Mm.
Why would you go to a show where it's like an hour and a half of your day, an hour transiting probably, where you're like, oh, I have to go like listen to these songs in person? Yeah, there's obviously a lot of people that probably don't see it that way too, but think about the younger generation. And also, there's a lot of people who like probably don't even see it because social media is so alienating now. It's too much for people. Like, is it not too much for you guys?
Definitely is. It's not good for
Yeah,
for my brain. So I'm similar to you. Like I try very hard.
Yeah.
It's a conscious effort to limit it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of them cancel shows.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we can't do these shows. We just didn't sell enough tickets.
Yeah, there's
Part
a
of it
lot
could
of
be the cost, though.
Well,
No?
it's like cost, but it's also just people aren't selling tickets. I don't know what it is. Luckily, thank the gods, my American tour, because I was worried I was not going to sell any tickets. I don't know, just everyone around my camp, the people that I know, or just aren't selling tickets. And I was like, oh shit, man. But we like blew out 10,000 tickets in a week, which is sick for me. Like that's way above average. My agent's texting me. He's like, bro, I'm really proud. Like this is sick. We're on the up. Like amazing. He's like, you're really blowing out tickets. Like this is going to be great news for all the promoters and all the buyers of like festivals. So I'm going to be able to do like festival shows and get bags there. But yeah, I mean things on my side are great. So
Google estimates your net worth at 3 to 5 million. Is that accurate? Where do they get that number from?
Are they just guessing?
I don't know how they make these numbers. It's not accurate, but
Low or is it high?
hey man, we come to the game. We sometimes don't know how to play. But I've never fully understood it of how they would make this assumption. I think if I wasn't independent, I would probably have less than that number. Hypothetically. I don't know. One of my largest decisions that I would say is a mistake is when I had La 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 I didn't sign my album. That album that I had, I didn't spend a penny marketing it because my algorithm, my name was so fueled, just like fueled in all social media. Like I uploaded a video on YouTube and it did like 7 million first week because the next thing you upload when you have a banger is going to do better because the algorithm. I don't know fundamentally what it is, but so when that happened, I was like, all right, like I'm going to do it my way. But I fucked up and I didn't spend a single penny on marketing that album, where that album could have been ginormous if I spent $100,000, $200,000.
What do you spend the marketing on?
Just like getting creators to make content, doing this, just like developing out the story as well. So like if I had a $200,000 budget, I'd probably spend like $20,000 on like third-party marketing teams to get like real big blog editorial posting so it feels real. So you can just use that content. You can get like a magazine post and be like, yeah, I'm on a front cover of a magazine, even if the magazine doesn't do anything. So it signals to the fan, you're like, oh, I'm cool. I'm real. And then I would, if a song goes crazy, you run it to radio. So radio is a completely tertiary, basically dying format. But if you have a song on like pop radio and it's going crazy, you're making $1 million a week. Like you're making a shit ton of money from the publishing side. So that's only if a song goes crazy. And then really like I would send the rest on a bunch of really epic music videos, like developing out the story of the album, the likeness of the album, the creative endeavors and just putting more money into that so people can dive deeper into it. And then really 70-60% of the marketing budget, just drop it on like Instagram reels or people making TikTok posts.
Yeah.
And like when you see a little smoke come up, that's the thing. You got to be really, really opportunistic in music. And when you see a little smoke bubbling or like a bubble, you're like, oh, we got to spend. Because you might miss it in a millisecond.
So how do you recommend someone who wants to get into the music industry to start? Let's just say they're making their own music. They are, in their parents' bedroom just getting started. How do they blow up?
Well, so this guy named David, I don't know if you know David?
In the closet.
Yeah, in the closet.
Yeah.
So this guy, I think his song's like 1.5 billion now. He made a song like on his fucking iPhone. And it's ginormous, like triple, quadruple platinum. The homie was like making music in the Fortnite closet, like legit. He was a Fortnite streamer and it was like, fuck it, I'm going to make music. Made one of the biggest songs of like 2022, 2023, I don't know when it was, on his iPhone. You can just put music out. You never know what's going to hit. And yeah, his whole life changed. Like SZA brought him on tour and just like that.
And he's young.
He's super, I think he's like 18 still.
Yeah, like when that song came out, I think he was like 16 or something like that.
Yeah, and there's like, he uploads like photos of him and his, I think, little sister or little brother, and they're just like making new song. And I think the brother's like, or little sister, I don't really know, it was like 7. Like,
wow.
And so it's just like, dude, what? Like,
so
what?
how does he get traction to that? Is it just posting it on YouTube? Did he use his audience?
I think TikTok. The TikTok is really what blew up.
Yeah.
I don't know if he used his audience. I have no idea. Like, there's a void in there. But the thing is like when you upload a song and you're just being yourself on social media, it will hypothetically resonate. Something that you said, you're like, are people making music for like TikTok moments? I think if you just try to make a good song, it might go on TikTok, it might not. But even if it doesn't go on TikTok, if it's a good song, people are going to listen to it. That's it.
Like, how have you been so strategic in marketing yourself? I feel like there are very few artists that go on as many podcasts as you go on that are so active on social media that like, I mean, you collaborate with a bunch of like YouTubers and stuff like that. And as I'm scrolling reels, like I'll see you all the time. Like, were you strategic in that area, or is that kind of just you taking every opportunity?
It's kind of like me taking every opportunity. But I also like have kind of branded myself to just be low effort, and it works sometimes. Sometimes it definitely does not work and it really misses. TikTok is fucked as well. But I feel like a lot of the time it's just like the lower the effort, the better the results.
I just see a lot of like the really popular artists as well, like Kendrick Lamar or Drake or Daniel C's or Rex Orange County. Like they're just completely gone. They're recluses. Like they don't go on social media. They don't go on podcasts. They don't do anything. And then they just show up every once in a while with an album.
Yeah, I mean, there are different types of artists. I think I kind of live in a space where I'm a little bit new aged, and I have to promote my music for it to be heard, kind of thing. I also could just literally put a song out and just not touch it. I could totally do that, but I like the challenge. I like thinking about it and being like, you know what? I would love for this song to be huge because it means a lot to me or something like that. Sometimes it gets incredibly frustrating and like there's too many people speaking and I'll just like be like, what the fuck? But most of the time it's very rewarding when it works. And you know, it's like, what's the point of doing something if you're not going to do it to the best of your ability? I think that comes across as like something that is very like a heart point of my brand. And it's a very accessible for people to be like, oh, he's just a literal idiot on social media that like kind of makes good music. It's cool.
Although really quick, while we're on the topic of business, for those unaware, I got a coffee company and it's called bankrollcoffee.com. Our goal is to bring you the highest quality coffee at the most affordable price. But in terms of delivering on that promise, we had to find an e-commerce platform that would be the best fit for our needs. And that is where our sponsor, Shopify, was there to help. Shopify is home to the #1 checkout on the planet, with way less carts going abandoned and way more sales going.
For example, Shopify is this amazing service called Shop Pay that lets customers save their email address, credit card information, shipping, and billing information, which, I kid you not, boosts conversions up to 50%. And if you're serious about growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between.
All in all, nobody's selling better than Shopify. So if you want to upgrade your business and use the same checkout that Bankroll Coffee uses, sign up for a $1 a month trial period at shopify.com/ICH, all lowercase, with the link down below in the description.
Again, that is shopify.com/ICH to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/ICH with the link down below in the description. It is just $1. I strongly recommend it. It truly is the best platform out there. Thank you so much to Shopify for sponsoring this episode, and back to the podcast.